Welcome, BTS Army. We're back. You know, the thing is, my collection keeps growing the other way. Not this way, but the other way. But now we got another collection, and this might be the last time I do this because they don't sell these things forever. I'm kind of surprised it's been going on this long.
Hold on, before you open that box, is that a different colored box than you normally see? Because there's red, there's been a few.
Yeah, this is the first section. And I got another fucking sugar. Oh, it's right there. I got another fucking sugar. How am I up to 5 sugars, god damn it?
You get any more sugar, you're going to have diabetes.
Yes. Which is great because that means I'll get free Ozempic. But fuck this shit. Today's show, my guest back is Tragic Magic. How you doing, Tragic?
Doing all right. I'm so glad to be here.
Are you excited?
Yeah. I was saying earlier, the basis of the friendship had a lot of room to grow. In the beginning, I only expected to see if I could get any senior discounts whenever you bought stuff, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I know more about you. You're more well-rounded.
Well, unfortunately, there's only one senior in this building, and it's not me.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. So when does that kick in, that discount?
Is it 65 or is it 55? I'm not 55 yet.
Oh, well, how many more?
I got like 2 more years.
So it's either somewhere between 55 and 65, depending what the hell you're talking about.
Because I live in a senior community. You got to be 55 and over to live there. But my mom's got a condo. So officially, I think it's 65. But I learned the hard way that if you try and get a senior discount, half of the time they'll let you do it. Because they're not going to try and check ID to see if you're really that old.
Okay.
But what kind of senior discounts are you looking for? Are you trying to get like Top Ramen at 50% off? No. Is that the kind of senior discounts you're looking for?
No. When we go to the smoke store.
Oh yeah, do they got senior discounts or? Yeah, they do.
You're not senior yet, that's why. But they obviously check your ID, so they do have senior discounts. Because a friend of mine got it at Mo Green. Oh,
I didn't realize he was that old.
Well, I guess see that they respect age.
Yeah.
You know that like.
Yeah.
But I think that society doesn't respect age that much as because age used to come like wisdom comes with age, right? Mm-hmm. But now like. With different sources of learning, wisdom can come from places that not just age. Just wisdom can come from anywhere. Right?
It's true. I was at Berkeley yesterday waiting for the bus, and I heard these students joking like that the smartest students at Berkeley all drop out and start their own business.
Well,
it's true. You know the truth is you can pick up wisdom anywhere, and you could before. I mean, 1,000 years ago there weren't that many colleges. People learn by reading books.
Well, sources of learning is say the internet, right?
Yeah. Now you got the internet. You can even Charlie Kirk even got educated through online courses. and he never even went to college.
Well,
so.
there's this. Okay, this is what I know. Paris Hilton, right? She's a DJ, but like, she got taught by Diplo, and like, I think
Yeah.
it was Dead Mouse. But you see, like, they have master classes, these like little online courses, so you can learn from certain people. So like, you get to that point where, like, I guess you can, like, you can find what you really want to learn and focus on that. But versus before, everyone was just more broadly well-rounded in terms of knowledge, because there wasn't like the internet, which let us focus.
Being a DJ is hard. I thought you just play songs, but you got to know what songs at one time, because I seen DJs at Mo Green, not Mo Greens, but at Urbana,
Yeah.
and they don't even say anything, but they keep playing song after song, but they kind of, it's an order, it's a mood.
Well,
you're establishing.
Well, there's a different style. Like, before, there would be DJs that just like, they would like go in and out, like introduce the track a little bit,
Yeah.
and then, but obviously there's a style of DJ we're just setting the mood and the vibe, which is transitioning songs, and maybe having certain well, they have all presets now, but certain buttons where like on the synth, where they do like a little callback to like like a chorus or something. The like especially for high BPM songs, you do like these one little like callbacks of like voice things of like, because there's a lot of um there was in EDM, there was the songs where it's like there was this song where it's like, oh, there was like this song that used like these little voice clips, like, oh, let's just take a selfie or something. There was that one song that's like that or something, and then there was like another song where like some chain smokers, they just, so there are situations where that's already developed in the track, but you can do it live too. In studio recordings, they just use that as a chorus, but you can even like just jump into the chorus live if you're like a live DJ like that.
Do you go to raves? Or
yeah, I've gone to raves and stuff.
What's
the Midway is one of the locations that
oh yeah, I went to a Midway show maybe 3 months ago.
Not just the show, but they had like this weed thing there too.
Yeah.
But then I know that's just a venue that has genre of music that I like. Midway.
It's weird because they had like 3 different DJs in 3 different areas, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing about the Midway is they had a show before the show I went to, and they actually threw somebody out.
Oh.
Because they were too drunk or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, the DJs in the when a hip hop started, the DJ's name always came before, you know, like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. The DJ's name came before like the rapper's name, you know. It was more, you know, they were more important at one point. Now it's like, now the rappers will just, they basically, they'll put any DJ in there they want. But yeah, when they all got started, you know, like the DJ was important, like they came first. But what's the last EDM show you went to?
Above and Beyond.
Oh, that's
Shoreline.
Oh, at Shoreline.
Yeah, you saw the videos, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So they're a really old EDM band, and I remember I couldn't see them at the 10th anniversary of Outside Lands because it was the last day, and I only had the day up to day 2.
Oh yeah.
And so, but obviously, I think if I was really really desperate, like, you could have just waited near the outside of the festival to see if anyone was like gonna leave and not come back and ask for the bracelet. That, or like kind of offer money for the bracelet, because some people are leaving anyways, right?
Yeah.
And I think about like stuff like that. Like, is it bad to do that? Is it illegal or immoral? I don't know. Like, because I mean, like, for example, like
people sell the bracelets.
Oh, I know that, but like, for example, like I go to the museum, right? And then like some people are leaving and they still have a ticket, and I ask them like, oh, can I get the ticket and go back in? I would have saved a lot of money, right, if I did that. But it's just socially awkward to do that. But like, I mean, it's not begging because you're actually asking for them for a resource that they were gonna dispose of anyways, which was the little museum sticker, right? That, you know.
Yeah, you took me to the the video game museum.
Yeah, I volunteered there. Yeah.
Oh, you volunteer there?
Yeah, I did. And I set up an exhibit there, and so I showed you the spot of the focus of the thing exhibiting,
Yeah.
and I was trying to exhibit the Game Boy Advance, but now I can try to exhibit the DS, which is like an older platform. So those are like more retro stuff, right? But I have a DS here, right? It's a 2-screen one, right?
Yeah, when
The
And it
old
had like
school.
yeah, they had the Nintendogs and stuff.
Oh
Right, right,
yeah.
right,
And it's a touchscreen. So I think it was cool because like see the types of games like this little with the touchscreen, that's kind of cool, revolutionary,
Hmm.
But that's so I don't think that any type of serious gaming now has anything where you have a pen and then you just do that.
Yeah.
But like at one point, this was all there was, and this was still considered
That
gaming.
was state of the art. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is now retro though.
Right.
But there's also no games that use this pen thing.
Well, it's almost dead technology when it comes to gaming
Well, yeah, I guess that's true.
or whatever. It's kind of like the beta match, right? It never really went anywhere. But
Yeah.
I thought it was great. But it's actually a great tool, especially in the game, especially if you're playing on a small screen.
I mean, I would have thought that this would have been a cool technology where if you got a celebrity to sign something, you could like have made like a digital NFT, like with some kind of like that'd been sick at the time. But people
What
don't care about
happened-
NFTs.
What happened to the NFTs? The NFTs like came and went.
There was you couldn't have any monetized benefit or any type of non-monetary benefit from owning it. So why would you want it?
That's
right.
true.
It's stupid. Like to brag about owning it, because for example, even crypto it goes up in price because it's an investment, right?
Do you buy like? Can you buy that stuff new, or do you
No,
buy it on eBay?
You can buy what old stuff, new, not new, but like remanufactured, like third party remake of the device where they change the shell or they there's also versions where it's non-official where it can run the same thing but like probably wouldn't have the same screen on it and stuff.
Is there a Nintendo like store in San Francisco? Did Nintendo open up a store Like, up in?
I believe so, but I saw the Nintendo store in New York before too. It was
Oh
kinda
yeah.
cool.
I think it's what's that place called? Union Square. Don't they have like a?
Yeah, supposedly, but I don't at the moment. The problem isn't. The problem is kind of with Nintendo and with Pokemon. They're trying to. They're trying to license or what is it called? Use patents to control the release of a monster from a sphere or some kind of like compressed or zip to I'm thinking about like compressed files on the internet, but like
Yeah.
it's kind of what happens. A Pokemon gets compressed into the ball, like a zip file, or whatever, right? Or
Mhm.
encrypted, or to make it to fit into a smaller space. So then Nintendo is like trying to at the moment, not Nintendo, Pokemon or whatever, I don't know, but they're trying to patent the use in software of releasing some kind of battling character from a compressed location.
Yeah.
So that patent is very generalized patent that lets them weaponize control of the market like on accident. They can say that's on accident, but they're doing it to fight Pal World, right?
Well, I had friends that worked. I forgot which video game company they used to.
The Roblox is here, right?
No, what was the name? Name of the video game company.
What? EA. It was around
Konami, EA.
Konami's in Japan though, so
Yeah, like
local, like Blizzard, like Activision, like
yeah,
like Naughty Dog, like
yeah. He used to like, and they would play the same game over and over, and they would look for glitches.
yeah.
You
That's
know?
just their job. They're just game testing.
Yeah. So, but I never really, after the Atari, my family we weren't really gamers. I think the Atari is the last system my family owned and stuff. What about you? Do you buy like the latest?
No. I only get used because I think to myself like we're in the first world country, right? So
Yeah.
I don't have to enjoy the latest stuff. It's still late to me if I haven't experienced it. I understand I need to have this mindset where like, oh, it's the latest thing. That doesn't mean I need to get it now. I can still get it later, and my enjoyment of it is delayed, but I can still maintain my memory of it and get it at a cheaper price when it's more
Yeah.
affordable or when I want to, because at the moment I should always be able to delay my gratification if I can save money.
You
'Cause
sound
I don't
more
need it
richer
now.
than I do.
I don't need it now.
Delay your gratification. What the
Well,
hell are you talking about?
of getting
Are you
say the
like-
newest game or something.
Did you study psychology? What did you study in
I
college?
studied publication in science, so science publication in journals and
Oh
patents.
yeah.
So that's why I know about a little bit about the general patent overreach of Nintendo. So once if they win against Palworld, they might have grounds to use precedent and to say like, oh, uh you cannot summon characters, you know, using some kind of you know, small object or something. Or
Yeah.
it's just like a generalized patent that can let Nintendo control the creativity in terms of like software mechanics, also in the story, within the story too.
Well, a lot of these companies they take ideas from other companies, and then they basically they bankrupt them in court. You know,
Yeah.
like I mean, a lot of these companies, Microsoft was known to do that. If you come up with an idea they want, they'll just take it and then you sue them, and they'll keep you in court for years until you run out of money. So.
Well, I mean that if that is the truth that happens, the person that has the invention or is continuing to sue or patent on whatever, they could realize they need to come up with a settlement and just get paid, because they're just gonna lose in court based on the I guess the time it takes.
Well, that's how Bill Gates got the idea. His father was a patent lawyer, so that's where they got the idea. But yeah, that's one of the things about Silicon Valley that has been done for years.
Well, just because you win in court doesn't mean you win morally. I understand that, and that's what.
Just because you win doesn't mean they're gonna pay you.
Well, no, not that, but like just because you win doesn't mean you're also not losing. It could also be a compromise where you've sacrificed terms that you wanted, right?
So is it easy to get a patent? Like, if I wanted to patent how would I go about it?
You would need some kind of like invention, or invent a process to do something. Like, for example, like maybe like invent like a process where you can say, if you can freeze like water, right, in like in an instant, right? That'll be like with minimal hardware, right? For example, then you can make like instant like then you can sell little water gel tubes of flavored water gel tubes that can make little instant popsicles, right? And then you would patent like the ability to freeze water really fast or cool it really fast, right? With the government or certain governments all over the world, whichever governments, and then that little process of say freezing water really fast, right, would then you would pitch that to like you'd sell popsicles, try to pitch that, but then you'd go to Shark Tank, right, and then then Shark Tank people would want to buy, say, that freezing water technology.
Where do you get
right? That's where I was waiting.
Where do you get a patent for? Like where?
And they wouldn't want popsicles. They'd want to use that for something else.
What is the process? Like, how do you get a patent anyway? Like,
you would invent like some kind of process to do something.
Or I'm asking, like, you gotta go to the government, right?
You walk into an office. You walk into a patent office, and
there's paperwork. You file. Because at the Maid Museum, I want to show you, if we go at the Maid Museum, they have the paperwork for certain patent designs for the controllers of the games.
But basically, you're right.
So
you push paper. You file an application, and it has to be something that's unique. They have to go and say, oh, wait, no, we've actually already have a patent on something of this technology. It dates back to this date. But if it's something that's new and something you can actually call your own, then yeah, you get that patent and it's in your name, and that's when you sell that technology. And of course, like Alvin said, it's going to be for evil.
Well, it could be licensed at a certain scale where like, oh, I'm just going to only make like little gel water tubes into instant popsicles, which are novelties. Or you could license at another scale where it's like, oh, maybe we can use it to instantly freeze brick and make ice bricks or something, you know, at a larger scale for, say,
weaponize
for making temporary structures for crossing bridges, making, you know, ice bridges.
Well, that's the rumor with Disney, that they froze Walt Disney's head when he died, and the reason they came out with the movie Frozen is because
Yeah,
they
the
didn't want
searches and SEO. Yeah,
they didn't want people Googling Disney Frozen.
it doesn't.
So
Yeah,
now when you Google Disney and I noticed a lot of that stuff happens. Like I used to go to a club that there was a mini riot at, and they changed their name, so you couldn't Google.
yeah.
You know that happens a lot.
It's fine.
Yeah,
that's
that happens
normal.
a lot. That people change,
But
companies change names. So if you're gonna sue them, like, well, you can't sue me. This is another company.
And by the way, do you think that's true? Do you think Walt Disney has his head frozen?
He might. I mean, the guy was like a billionaire. He died in his 50s of cancer. And wouldn't you want to come back if you could? If you were Disney, if you were Walt Disney and you had just built Epcot Center, I don't even know if he got to see Epcot Center.
So to answer your question, he had the money, he had everything but the technology.
Yeah.
Crypto science, or what is it called?
Cryogenics.
Cryogenics.
Yeah.
Was in its infancy and had not gotten to that point where you could.
Yeah.
And so his head is not in a jar somewhere
but
frozen.
But wouldn't you want to? If you were Disney, wouldn't you want to come back?
Well, for sure. And he had the money.
Well,
he had the money.
That's not a fear.
And I'd turn him into an animatronic, and he could be the Trump in the President Hall and stuff, and he could.
That's not a fear of mine, that him coming back. The thing is this, though. Reality is, like, if you remember, like, Futurama, if you come back into the future, won't you just appear as a caveman to people in the future? He's like, oh, they don't know about this, they don't know about this. They've been stuck in this,
even if the person was ahead of their time, they're still going to look like they're backdated.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, because they won't understand satellite technology, or they won't understand, like, because I can describe it, and science behind it at a certain degree, but not necessarily understand it at a depth. But then my brief understanding of something like satellite, a GPS, or, like, for example, the stock market, or like, say, commodities. If I describe that to, say, Walt Disney, who came alive, he'll just think I'm a genius, but I'm not a genius.
Well, then if you exactly. So
you'll appear as an idiot to me.
Or maybe not to you, but to your children's children. Yes.
I had friends that used to ask, like, when people would walk out of Disneyland, they would ask for their tickets. This is years ago, so they could go back.
Yeah, I was saying about that, the museum.
Now you can't do that shit anymore. They cracked down.
Well, because it's not transferable. That's the term.
Yeah.
I think that term.
Now you need you gotta have a reservation to go.
Well, obviously because they want to make money, but I don't see that rule, like, anywhere written. If I did that myself, or say other places, then I could. It doesn't say that. Then I'll get to go in for free, right? Isn't it? Like, if concerts, like, someone comes out and I can ask them, oh, can I get the, like, no one's ever done that before, so it just seems socially weird. Yeah. But it's not like you're not begging them for money. It was just a resource they were going to give up anyway.
Yeah. So I rode the New York roller coaster, and a woman in front of me, like, refused to give up her cell phone. She wanted to take pictures, and she was a foreigner. She was good looking though, but, like, there was that. And the thing about this roller coaster that would trip me up is that the people who run the roller coasters are like goddamn teenagers. Yeah. And I don't know if I
trust their life.
Yeah, and I'm like, do I really want to be on a roller coaster being run by teenagers? But yeah, they caught a bunch of people with cell phones. They actually stopped us They stopped us before we got. Yeah. We were, because somebody had pulled out their cell phone.
Well, if it flies out and hits you, someone could get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you're way up there. I mean, you could get. It's true.
But also those videos, like, it doesn't matter if whoever takes it couldn't you just look up, like, the same roller coaster if someone took that video and just post it yourself or something, like. Well, doesn't matter. You're not in the frame unless you want to record yourself in the frame.
Yeah.
And hold it out, and that's very obvious, and also it's very narcissistic. It's just a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Right? Why do you need to share that? No one needs to see your face and spinning with a spinning background behind, or just the front where it's just a roller coaster, because they can ride. Well, the roller coaster
they sell the pictures, right? Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I stopped riding it. because I looked at a picture of me before I took off, and then I saw a picture of me in the middle. I got my head down. Everybody else has got their arms are all. I got my head down. I'm like, why am I riding this thing? It looks like I'm having a miserable fucking time on this.
You know what though? Okay, so they have those pictures, which is like, I think it's a little bit of an invasion of privacy, because what if like a girl's top flips off, right? And then they capture it and everyone walks by and sees it, and it's like,
oh, come on, dude. It's because the truth is that I rode it at night, and at night, you know when the picture's being taken.
Yeah.
Because you see the flashes, right?
Yeah.
So when you see me at night, I'm like, I see a flash, I'm like getting excited.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hands up.
But
like
during the daytime, like, you don't notice when the flash is happening. So, but I mean, I don't think anybody's top is flying off. You're kind of, that's kind of weird, but like, you can barely notice these people.
But you know what though? The truth is this: you don't have to be the person in the photo to buy that photo. You can buy someone else's photo.
You can buy.
And so, like, if a girl's top flies off and I see it in the photo, I'm like, oh, can I buy that one?
Right. I mean, everybody's got boobs,
No, I'm saying like that. I can do that, and it's allowed, right? Right?
But this happens in all kinds of.
Or no, I don't have to be in the photo to buy another person's photo.
But in this, you can buy it online. But I think that happens in every amusement park. They try and sell you pictures of you on different rides. I mean, it's not just here. I mean,
I know that.
It happens even in concerts. They try and sell you that. But yeah, I had like I earned a couple of day passes because I played the MGM Grand video. But yeah, I had a day pass. But like, the last one, I thought, why am I writing this thing?
Okay, I feel like I'm too old to go to Vegas.
And by the way, I think you just found a great side hustle, Alvin. I think you should stay at one of those rides in like Disneyland, like what used to be, I don't know what it was called now, but it used to be on the water ride. And you could just stay there with your camera and literally take pictures of people coming off and just go, hey, by the way, isn't that a great picture of you and your party?
Love your boobs.
Yeah.
Your boobs look really good in this photo.
Yeah.
When I lived in LA, I used to sneak into Universal Studios, and when it got really hot, I literally rode the Jurassic Park like 10 times because you would get wet, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never bought any of those pictures. I don't even know how much they are.
They're expensive.
I don't even think they're that cheap.
But I don't know if that would be a side hustle. I'd just go to Disney. I don't even want to go to Disney anymore. I don't have kids. Like, why would you?
You said you're too old to go to Vegas. Are you even like 30 though? I mean,
yeah, I'm in my mid-30s.
Because you got to be at least 21 to be there.
Well, okay. Anyways, okay. I'll say this. Like, I just want to go to the pool parties, and then probably some like kind of like, what is it called? The Tiger Show. And then
there's no Tiger Show.
Roy and okay,
no,
that's how old I am now.
There's no Tiger Show. There hasn't been a Tiger Show in like 20 years.
Then maybe some Circus du Soleil. Okay, there.
Yeah,
and then some EDM events at night, and that'd be okay.
Yeah, they got a bunch of. I think the biggest EDM.
Zed. Yeah.
Biggest EDM show of the year is in Vegas, isn't it?
Pool party. Those are cool.
Yeah, the pool parties. Hell yeah.
Is the last kind of like a live animal show like that? Was that Siegfried and Roy?
I think they got some kind of animal shows, but yeah, I don't think they. I think they used to have the tigers. They took all that stuff out.
Well, back then it was so popular. Crocodile Dundee. No, and then not Crocodile. Steve Irwin. I mixed them too, but Crocodile Dundee. That's the Australian version of Ace Ventura, right?
I think Crocodile Dundee
came
out before Steve Irwin. I think Crocodile Dundee was big when that movie came out. I mean, yeah, that movie was funny. It was big. People love that movie to this day and shit. But
you don't know.
I think Steve Irwin kind of took his whole whole idea, his persona from Crocodile Dundee.
Well,
Crocodile Dundee was a badass.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, he was a bad. They made a sequel to that movie.
But Steve Irwin goes more to empathy to the loving animals part. That's different.
Well, like
See,
Marine. What is that place in San Diego?
Marine World or not Marine World?
Not Marine
Sea
World.
World.
Yeah, Marine World used to be
in Redwood City.
It was in Redwood City. Then it became Six Flags, right? Like it got moved to where it is now in Vallejo and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, my nephew loves roller coasters, and he goes for the day to L.A. to that big roller coaster. What's that park?
Yeah,
I forgot the name of that park. It's
okay. So I think if you're depressed, like a roller coaster might like take you out for that one little moment, right?
Well,
right? Don't you think like take you out of that depression, that mindset, right?
My first job was at Great America. I used to ride the Edge during lunch, but the Edge isn't around anymore. But I mean, Great America's got one more year left. You know.
Was the Edge the one that's like a drop off?
Yeah, it would drop you off.
That's Drop Zone. That one.
Yeah,
the one that goes up and then.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about it. It was a roller coaster that had a crazy drop, right?
No, it wasn't even a roller coaster.
It was like Drop Zone.
It was just a drop. Yeah, it was just a drop.
Okay, so it was like Drop Zone.
I like Knott's Berry Farm too. Knott's Berry Farm.
Wait, is Knott's Berry Farm related to that jam stuff?
Yeah, Knott's Berry Farm I think was the first amusement park in America. They were there before. I think Disney got the idea from them, and it's because that I think
Disney got the idea from the Children's Fairyland stuff in Oakland.
Yeah, the Fairyland. Yeah. I mean, I've never been to Fairyland.
I had never either, but it's. I mean, I saw the museum, Oakland Museum.
Oh yeah.
I could take you there, the Oakland Museum. I think there's a free days. We're locals.
Yeah. So it was the roller coaster in New York. New York was fun, but yeah, when I saw the picture of me with my head down, I was like, why am I even writing this thing? Like it looks like it's not, but I do enjoy it, but I do admit probably the funnest part of writing this thing is when it's fucking over.
Well,
it's over.
Wait, is that you feel the same way about skydiving then? You think so?
I've never skydived.
No.
But one of the reasons I like writing this thing is because you're way the fuck up there. You get to see the whole skyline.
No, but that just means that you like being up there, but it's not for you because you actually would like the Ferris wheel. Instead. Yeah. The Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel, I don't get free passes to the Ferris wheel. The other reason I go is because I get free passes to this.
Is there a Ferris wheel here in SF?
Yeah, there's one in Pier 39, right?
And there's also one near DeYoung and stuff, right?
No, I think they moved it to Pier 39.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's a Ferris wheel. They moved to Pier 39.
All right, here's your answer. Knott's Berry Farm was the first one to open, becoming California's first theme park before Disneyland opened in 1955. The Knott's attraction began with a berry farm and chicken dinner restaurant in the 1920s and 30s, expanding to include entertainment attractions like Ghost Town in 1940. And again, so that's 15 years before Disneyland opened.
There's part of Oakland called Ghost Town. There's a ghost town in Oakland. Did you know that? There's a neighborhood in Oakland nicknamed Ghost Town. I don't think it was nicknamed that for a good reason.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah, there's a Ghost Town brewery too. There's like a beer, Ghost Town beer. You don't believe in ghosts?
No, because I would feel like if ghosts are human, right? Human ghosts, right?
Yeah.
They could still get shocked by us. Like, for example, if I were naked, like, could it shock a ghost? Like, or like, would they, be embarrassed? Or,
Gotcha.
Right? Like, when would they know to come to haunt me when I'm wearing my clothes? Right? Because if they hunt me and they come to me and they see me naked and they were embarrassed, then I would know that would be like a weakness that they could have or what they could even feel.
You have a very unique lens. You look at the world.
I think it's called he's a little pervy. I think.
No, it's not pervy. Only pervy. It's just very unique. But there
pervy.
Is a little pervy there.
There's a little pervy. He's talking about topless pictures on roller coasters.
Yeah, I was gonna say taking pictures of chicks' boobs on roller coasters.
And ghosts.
No, I'm saying
check
that
them out naked.
I'm saying at the roller coaster, if their top flies off and the photo captures it, I could buy that photo because even if I'm not in that photo. There's no rules against that.
This thing is
going up.
There's there's no rules against that.
Well, you're going upside down. You're not gonna wear
Well, I'm saying if
some
I
people-
saw, no, I'm saying if I was at the and looking at the photos and I say, oh, that's a hot girl and she's naked, I see her jobless, I would go and buy that photo, right? And that'd be okay.
And I'm thinking, hopefully the person at the kiosk is looking at the pictures coming out and going, wait, hold on, we can't put that up on the display.
Okay.
And it's probably, and it has one of those generic things. Yeah. Sorry, your picture was we had a camera malfunction.
But does that really matter? I
mean, of course, that guy takes that one home.
Yeah, and they could do that. They could sell it.
Yeah.
I saw
black market,
a statistic,
right? It's fine.
Like there's a huge amount of 20-year-old women who got OnlyFans now. I mean, now it's like, does it really matter?
No, okay, what doesn't make sense is that they have it, but like, can't one person that subscribes to them just sell it to more people, like, and charge a little less, so just undercut them? So I don't understand where is there, like, there's the photos, but then they're also just talking to a fake chatbot. It's not actually the person chatting with you.
It's hard. Years ago, one of my favorite hobbies is I used to get passwords to all these porn sites. But now
that was a hobby.
That was a hobby of mine.
Wait.
Instead of paying
when was that an addiction though?
That was like 10 years ago.
When it goes over to that.
10 years ago, I think I must have gone into every porn site I ever wanted. Because there used to be like sites that you knew were really good at people who would pay for the site.
I don't want to.
They basically would put in the password.
But I don't want to talk about new porn. I want to talk about when it was kind of more traditional and classy, like Playboy, right? Like Playboy, like you like, oh, there's a mansion there. So isn't that legitimize certain things? Like at least like it was only softcore, see, like, and that's like acceptable because softcore is like, it's not softcore porn. It's actually just regular humans that are naked, because you see Renaissance paintings. They're not porn. Renaissance paintings are just angels, right? And then they're like not wearing clothes, right? Or you see those statues that are naked, like statues. It's like, that's not porn. That was just art. The human body's art, right?
Well, that you look at these European religious paintings, and you got to realize that they were living through their own cancel culture period. That's why they were all doing paintings of religious figures, because if they did something that the church didn't like, they would be canceled. Cancel culture is nothing new. It's been around since the beginning of time. I mean, if you go into these European museums, especially you go into Italy, they're filled with these religious. I went to the Vatican and all that, but it's because they got paid.
Well,
they got paid for that kind of stuff.
Speaking of the Vatican, the Catholic Church, of course they canceled Galileo. He was canceled for so long, house arrest, and then in 1992, which was like 350, 60, they forgave him. But you see, the Catholic Church, they overstepped. They believed that they could dictate what was in the physical realm. But Galileo, he loved science, which was science on the earth, and which was and the realm, which was God's creation, right? The stars and astronomy. So studying that from a sense that wasn't written in the Bible, like descriptions of like the planets and stuff, right? That is still a love of God, and the church, canceled Galileo, put him under house arrest for defying the heliocentrism, right?
Yeah.
And that's cancel culture from back then, right?
Yeah.
And they uncanceled Galileo, but like he's dead, so they couldn't apologize to him when he was alive.
Yeah.
That's a shame, right?
I mean, they did that to Lenny Bruce. They fucking pardoned Lenny Bruce.
Really?
Like 50 years after he's dead.
I don't know who that is, but
you don't know Lenny Bruce?
Well, no, but see, Galileo's like scientific achievement.
He was a comedian, he back in the 50s and the 60s in New York. If you wanted to perform comedy, you had to be licensed. You had to have a license.
Yeah.
Right? So this guy would do his set, and
like a union.
And they arrested him. They arrested him for obscenities over and over and over. Anywhere he would play, even the Bay Area, he used to be big in San Francisco. He would perform at the Hungry Eye and stuff, and they pardoned him. But like, what's the point of pardoning somebody that's dead? I always saw like, if you made a mistake like that, you gotta let it go.
Well, no, you have to pardon him to admit that you were wrong, because if you don't, it's like I could still be making fun of the Catholic Church, and I still do the Vatican because like, oh, look what they did to Galileo. How long, does a person have to be dead before they pardon? And because also, can they pardon when they're alive? Because you think about it, like, the dead don't need to be pardoned.
Yeah.
And also, but also the church needs to admit they were wrong to what they did to Galileo, right? But when was a good time to do that? Like, I guess they just didn't have a good time, right? Because he's already dead. They had to, right?
Well, I mean, that's all publicity, isn't it? Like,
well, it's more pride at the time. Like, why do you want to admit you're wrong? Like, if you don't admit you're wrong about Galileo, why should I believe anything else about the Catholic Church ever, right?
Well, I mean, I stopped trusting the Catholic Church when I went to the Vatican because I realized everything in here is stolen.
Well, I mean,
everything in there was stolen.
You have to disregard the Catholic Church because it was Martin Luther, right? And he did the little. He went to the door and he nailed the little thing on the door of the church, and now there's Protestants and other types of, right? The church was just, they were taking indulgences, right?
My family's really Catholic in Chile. Like, I think my brother and I are like the only two of my 30 cousins that didn't do the communions. But I was actually baptized. I was baptized. Yeah, when I used to go to Chile, when I was in junior high, I spent 2 summers down there. And when it was winter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the weird thing is, I remember I came back one summer, and one of my friends asked me if I'm trying to look white because I came back pale because I had no summer, And I thought that was funny, but yeah, I mean, they're big. The Catholic Church is big in Latin America to this day, and they do rules.
I don't really. This is how I'll trivialize them. They recently had this new saint, God's influencer, like this person that like died of cancer, and then they like patronized them for having like an online presence and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I just think about like, at what point is that too trivial? Because like, now you're introducing the internet and modern like technologies into what the faith is, when the faith should only be dictating spirituality and what happens after in life, right? So this like being an influencer, having like being a saint from that, and social media being cemented into your religion, that tells me that your religion's principles aren't that timeless. You just keep adding new saints. Like, at what point does your concern for the earthly realm end, and you just need to focus on the spiritual? Like, is there going to be a level of God's influencer where it goes to VR? Is there going to be the first, God's astronaut? Is there going to be the first, like, what of achievement for the Catholic Church? Like, I don't know, right? But it just seems very trivial to me.
Well, yeah, they don't let the priest marry,
Well,
and most of these priests are gay. It's a common knowledge.
Okay.
But yeah, the whole question, the whole AI question. Because I was reading an article, one of the soccer shows in Europe, they have some presenter who's some hottie, right?
Yeah.
But she's not even real.
Yeah.
She's AI.
Well, there's
and people are in love with this. They're following her. They're buying her OnlyFans, even though she's not even real, and they know she's not real. But out here, she's giving her opinion on games.
But the problem of that of not being real is that she's representing, say, the identities of a female figure, maybe, right? And so that's giving voice to an opinion that's also not realistic, but also maybe her body type or her body's proportions aren't real. But what I understand is that like, it's just I guess it's just a fantasy because you forget that sometimes, right?
But
it's not real, right?
If you know it's not real, I mean, I think that makes it okay. If you're profiting off AI, but you let your audience know, hey, this woman isn't real. You're never gonna bang her. Yeah. She's not real. I mean, that is okay then. Like, if you profit off of this, but you let people know this person, like they got bands now. They're coming out with records. These bands, they're not real. They're AI. Like Milli Vanilli.
Yeah. Lip syncing.
It was lip syncing.
Yeah. But it was probably their own regular studio version of their song. I get that. So maybe somebody sang those songs. Yeah.
Well, they were real musicians, and the people who sang the songs still are making money because they own the rights.
Yeah.
They were the
so the Milli Vanilli were basically the mascots, physical live mascots that pretended to sing.
Yeah.
Like the gorillas didn't pretend that they're real characters, like the gorilla, right?
It was dumb. These people were like European.
Well, yeah.
You heard them talk.
Yeah.
They had accents, but now they're singing with no accent.
But that's just because you're lying to people. So like that same thing happened to Ashley Simpson, right? Lying to your audience. That's the bad thing.
Well, you look at these award shows. I think 90% of any award show, these people are lip syncing because, like MC Hammer, it's too hard to have like 20 people on stage dancing with you and you're singing live. It's too hard to get all this done.
Yeah.
That's why they do it. But like I see these rappers, a lot of these young rappers, they're lip syncing.
But what is being a rapper though? Is being a rapper just being able to write those lyrics down and compose them and those ideas, or do you actually have to physically say them? Because what if can't you just be like a rapper like Stephen Hawking, where he does the little like the voice to text to is that a rapper too? If like say you didn't have a voice, you just had the little robot voice where you just like.
What about T-Pain? He alters his voice so much it sounds like Stephen Hawking.
But I'm saying like the content of the rap makes you a rapper too, right? As well as writing it.
Sure, absolutely.
Because if you just don't have a voice, which is like
well, that's kind of like talking about this new stuff where they have a total AI band that just won an award or something like that.
Well, they've always had the AI voice, which is Miku Hatsune, that character, that Japanese character, which came from a Yamaha software of the text to voice for musicians. So they had that Yamaha software. They created a character out of it, and to sell it like a mascot. And so that's what they had different versions. Like there's a guy, there's a girl one, and all that.
Yeah, I mean it's common. Like AI's been around for years. I mean. But
as a tool, as a tool, not thinking tool, just as an AI voice that's just like a physical sound that that's been around, and then now as a tool, a thinking tool, it's been improving.
Do you think Diddy's gonna get pardoned? They gave him like 5 years, didn't they?
I know he's.
Do you think he's gonna get pardoned?
He's the North American oil baron.
Did he?
Yeah, baby oil.
Oh yeah. I have a joke about that actually.
Oh really?
I'm like, they found like 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but how many babies did they have to cook for the oil? I have a joke about that. Like,
I used to think like, oh man, I'm so sad. I want to go to those parties, and then I thought to myself like, I'm probably not handsome or handsome enough or cute enough to go to those parties. But then like now I think about it, oh, good thing I didn't go, huh?
I used to say that like in Vegas when the women would come up to want to get pictures, like they have these two women, they're all dressed up, and they come up and I always tell them I'm just too ugly to be in pictures with you.
Well,
I'm just too ugly.
And then like women buy me drinks. I think to myself like, oh, is there like any like Rohypnol in here, and they're gonna like steal my organs or something? It's like I don't think I have that confidence in that look.
Yeah, that's common. It happens.
Well, I'm just thinking to myself like, wouldn't I first buy a girl to drink before she buys me it back too? So that would be kind of like reciprocal. So that would make more sense because then a girl just I don't know which areas where the girls were so aggressive where they would buy me a drink, but like I'm not that like if I have to see the bartender make it, but like if they didn't, they just brought it over, I would just be a little suspicious.
Well, I know people who've had that happen in foreign countries. Like they go to Colombia and they meet some hottie at a bar. And then the hottie's like, let's go back to the hotel and fuck.
And they get robbed and stuff.
And the next thing you know, they wake up and their wallet's gone and all that shit. But I think that has to happen to you once so you learn not to do it again.
No, the thing is this, though. What if you already know that's going to happen, so you hide all your wallet or you stash it somewhere and you still get to fuck?
I don't know. They'll beat you up. Good? I mean, Cardi B used to take guys home and beat them up,
Oh, really?
When she was a stripper, she told a story like it was common. Like she said, don't ever try and fuck one of these strippers because half of the time they'll take you, they'll go back to your place.
Well, why is why is she confessing to this stuff? Because she's ruining her own strategy for other strippers now.
Because maybe she felt bad about it.
She's like a magician.
So she's giving herself a bad rap by telling the truth about what she did in the past.
I think it's because
she's
repenting, but it's part of her bad girl image. But
well, she's a mom, so
yeah.
But the thing is this, so like, she can't do that type of stuff because if she also doesn't repent, someone could be like, "Hey, she beat me up," and like, so she needs to soften up her image because she's a mom to protect herself from, say, those dangers. Because now she's a mom, maybe she likes other things which is more important to her, focuses her family, her kid, and that's.
I think they pick out the guys that are married because they know they're not gonna tell on them because they're fucking married. So,
okay, but what if they were married to another guy?
They're not gonna call.
They target people that can't report them.
Okay. Because you're visiting, you're on a business trip, you meet some stripper, like they're not gonna call the police because you're fucking married. You don't want your wife knowing you're pulling this.
You're there on a business trip for your company. You're representing your company.
Yeah, so they kind of know what type of guy to do that shit too. But yeah, they kind of know.
No, but there's also the use of chemicals like alcohol, right? And I don't know, pharmaceutical. So they get
or the worst one, pheromones.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they use these methods too, so you can't just blame 100% the guy, right? Because maybe I'm a sucker for like pretty girls, sure, but like I already know that, so I'm trying to have like a stronger defense. Maybe I'm not gonna just fall for the girl right away. Maybe she's gonna have to give up a little bit more first, like for example, like a kiss or something. Or like
how much time are we talking about it? Because I thought we were on a business trip and it's just
it's like maybe you're at a business trip, you meet some woman,
you play hard to get for at least 3.5 minutes, and then you give in.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of that? You're on a business trip, you take the I think playing hard to get, that's dating, that's different. But I think they choose, like they're
talking about actual patrons of a stripper bar.
Oh, okay.
And they're looking at. So what was it? I was watching.
Well, I don't.
I was watching something the other day that was kind of like that too, and it was a TV show or it was a movie or it was a series or something. I can't even remember what it was, but basically the plot was. Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember what it is now. Oh, it was that movie with Pete Davidson and Eddie Murphy. What is it when they're the
Oh yeah, they're like the robbers or
no, they drive for a like a Brinks truck.
Yeah.
And Pete Davidson gets picked up by this beautiful black girl. And he has a one night stand with her, but she gets all the information about this truck just because she's hot.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was. It was whatever it is.
But I'm saying I want to show that I can like have that ability to banter and like create the suggestion that maybe I'm not gonna be falling for her suggestions so fast. I want to create that ability where I have the oral skills to see if she can be intellectual and like try to suggest me be more suggestive, or convince me more, make her work for it. Because if she can't, I'm not interested in that because she's not smart enough to appease me, right? There's also a minimum level of intelligence too, right? Besides beauty, isn't there? It's all beauty, and then you'll just like not talk to them.
Isn't it weird that there's no strip clubs in Oakland? Like, why isn't there any strip clubs in Oakland?
There's not enough tourism, and so then the gold clubs here can downtown.
They're all in San Francisco. Like you go to North Beach. There's a huge one in San Jose called the Pussycat Theater that can serve alcohol because they got grandfathered in. The law is if you go fully nude, you can't serve alcohol, right? But this one was around before that law went into effect.
If you compare nudity and violence, you see you can drink alcohol and watch violence, right? But you can't drink alcohol and watch nudity. What? Nudity never killed anyone, right?
Well, yeah, in America, it's the opposite of Europe. Like, in Europe, they put porn on the TV, right? and it's the violence they block out.
Yeah.
All these violent movies in America, people let their 13-year-old go watch violent movies,
like Terminator.
Yeah, but the sex is like, no, we gotta keep the sex away. But it's like the opposite. Like they're more free about it.
Yeah.
But it's
well, because the European art, like you see that art, like that's not porn. That's just beauty of the human body, and porn goes to sex. So like softcore is still kind of like, just art still, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, because it's just this is the beauty of the human form, right? And I mean, you could say that there's like strippers, right? But there's also the opposite. The classiest version of a stripper would be a nude model that poses for art students, right?
Well, isn't it like burlesque? Isn't burlesque like that?
Oh, burlesque is like a theater acting, like with combined with nudity too. Yeah. So that's also a classy version too, where it could be like nudity in a play, or like they could just be like cabaret too, when they just do like striptease dances, right?
Yeah.
But that right.
But
there's also pole dancing. Wait, are you talking about strippers like pole dancers? Like, because then I don't really know.
I had friends that did like nude modeling for art stuff.
Okay, that's classy, right?
Yeah, and they would just stand there.
But they don't have. There's no definition of beauty. Like you could just be any like. Right?
Yeah, because one of my friends was a male. Yeah. I'm like, who the fuck is gonna hire this guy to be nude?
But it's just life drawing. It's just a real person, right?
Maybe he just lost his looks after a while.
And they kept him like,
No, I don't know. I don't know if I could.
No, but you haven't seen him naked. What if he has a special look down there?
I try to get one of the paintings. Like I was trying to see if anybody had like a new painting of this guy because he's a friend of mine. I wanted to fuck with him. And when he came in, I'm like, hey, man, isn't it you?
Can you autograph this?
Isn't this you? Yeah.
No, but this is what I want to do. I also want to do something like that. I want to get that sketch, the Titanic sketch, right? Of Kate Winslet like that, right? Lying down with the, it wasn't actually drawn by, Leo. It was actually drawn by James Cameron, who's left-handed, and they flipped the image. I want to get James Cameron to sign that, or I want to get Kate Winslet to sign that nude sketch of her and then frame it up. That'd be such a good.
Of course, it's not Leo drawing that shit. He's not.
Yeah, he's not an artist. It was actually James Cameron doing it.
This is a movie. Yeah, actually, they got a Titanic exhibition in Vegas.
No, but like Titanic movie, not like real Titanic or what?
No, they got a real. They got part of the Titanic.
No, I seen that already.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the thing that surprised me is they showed a hotel room of like the really nice, the expensive hotel room on the Titanic. And I'm like, it's not even that impressive, I'm thinking like, this is not impressive at all. But I always thought, weren't they gonna try and rebuild the Titanic? Haven't people try to rebuild that?
I don't care about that type of travel. I think it'd be cool to have like a hot air balloon, and then the bottom of it is a boat, and then you could like go in the water a little bit, and then also fly up. So that'd be like a new type of cruise, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, like
hot air balloon combo with, so it would like a blimp boat combo, right? Like. A blimp boat. Right? They could go to the water.
Yeah.
And then it could also go to the sky again. Right. Anytime. That'd be the new kind of cruise. Not Titanic.
They have cars that can go in water.
No, but blimp go to the sky.
Yeah.
Blimp boat.
Have you been on one of the hot air balloons?
No, never been on
like over Napa or whatever. No. Yeah. I haven't either. I don't know. I haven't been
I've only gone up on a rope on a hot air balloon kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it went up. I don't know what it went up. Maybe 50, 100 feet. I don't know. And then it brought us back down.
Oh, okay.
That sounds fun.
But it was hot up there, right? Like really hot.
I was kind of young. I don't remember
the fire burner thing.
Yeah, I think the farther up you are, because
the heat rises.
He rises. Yeah, he rises and stuff. Yeah.
And then the fire burner thing is also burning.
Right.
Too, so.
We should do that. Go on a hot air balloon and nap.
I've never. That sounds very romantic. Tell me how you guys like it.
I haven't jumped out of an airplane, or I haven't done any of that stuff.
So the thing is this: I want. My friend said he was depressed. Or I said, like, if you're depressed, like, I could try to help. We could try to do something that would get you out of that. Like, I suggested like skydiving, because I was thinking like, if you're really depressed and you can go skydiving, it it would give you that adrenaline. You kick you out of that, right? And if you also would stay depressed, he wouldn't pull the chute, and it'd be fine, right? I don't know,
Well,
right? Yes or no, right? And then
don't-
I'd get the insurance money and stuff, and I'd be like,
But you don't really jump by yourself, Don't you have an instructor jumping with you? Like
no, but I suggested that to my friend, and I guess he
Yeah.
wasn't really depressed because he didn't want to go.
Yeah, very few people jump by themselves,
No, but if he,
Yeah.
I didn't. He didn't know about that where you don't jump by.
There
Where you-
was
right,
a
right.
skydiving school that killed like 20 people. They finally got shut down. It's somewhere in the Bay Area. They
Wow,
had a
damn.
terrible track record on skydiving. Yeah, like where I stayed in Vegas in downtown, they got what is it called? They got that thing that you go across the zip line. They got zip line.
Okay, that does safer. But have you seen that that indoor skydiving thing, the iFly thing, right?
Yeah, there's one in
That blows the Milpitas or something like that.
there's
or
one in Union
yeah.
City, right?
Yeah, that blows you up. That's kind
Yeah.
of like skydiving too, but then
Safe.
yeah, so you're not gonna that's
You'll
like the
just fall
practice.
flat on your
That's
face.
the
Yeah.
practice version, right? Because for example, if you just close your eyes and you're like, and it's kind of like that, right? Like if you're
Yeah.
a blind person, you do that, you can't tell the difference between that and also skydiving, right?
Yeah, in Union City
I don't
near
know.
the mall, the outdoor mall. What is it
Well, I mean,
called?
I think it'd be a waste for a blind person to go skydiving because they wouldn't be able to see the view, right? They would just feel the wind blowing up and down. That'd be it. They but since they also know the view, they wouldn't be like alerted of when to pull the string.
Well, it's like even like the hot air balloon you were just talking about. It's
Yeah.
like, oh wait, okay, you need something that's we can tell you're in a hot air balloon. Just here, step into this basket, and then you blow a hair dryer at them.
Well,
You're
very
like,
few.
wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
Look at the view.
And you blow the wind and like
Yeah,
you like have
They
a
shake
mist.
the basket.
No, you missed the area like we're going through a cloud.
Right.
And you'll have like a bird fly.
What do you think of those
Yeah.
simulator rides, like the ones at like Disneyland and California
Yeah.
Adventure? They have. I want to do
Yeah.
the Star Wars one because I didn't get a chance to when I was there.
Oh no, I did it. It's okay, but I don't know. I was kind of
the next-
disappointed with the whole Star Wars thing at Disney. I expected really real rides. I didn't expect to be sitting in a
Simulator. Like,
Yeah, simulator.
California. What is the one at California Adventure? That's the
yeah.
California Soaring. That's what.
They got one in Vegas called the Flyover that they put you in a room and you imagine yourself flying different
The one
places.
I saw in Vegas was a long time ago. It was like 15 years ago or more. Well, it was 23 years ago. I can tell you now. It was 23 years ago, and they had it was on IMAX where you could watch like the Blue Angels, or I think it was called In Flight. And
yeah.
you saw it at the IMAX theater at the Caesar's Palace. And it was huge.
Remember Great America used to have like a big ass theater.
Yeah, they used to have theirs too.
Well, they used to sell these like kind of X3D seats or whatever. It was the seats at the movies that like rumble or like they had like suggested that, but like you'd have to make those inputs for certain times in the movie to like display certain pyrotechnics or the smoke or like blow the cold
Well,
air
like he
to
was
the
just
wind.
talking about Great America.
The Sphere, no, the
so
Sphere-
They used to have a theater that was like that, but they still have the SpongeBob one where you go sit in the SpongeBob cartoon and you feel like your seat starts to vibrate
Universal
and you get a
Studios.
mist of water and all of a sudden you smell flowers and shit like that.
The Blue Angels are coming. When isn't it in a couple weeks? It's
Fleet Week.
It's Fleet Week is like next week or the week after that.
Well, that's
a great question. I'll check.
Yeah, the Blue Angels are coming in a couple weeks.
When is Fleet
well,
Week?
that's just military propaganda though.
I mean, it's
Right.
true, but
Yes or no?
it's true. You don't go to Fleet Week?
Okay, so no,
started yesterday and goes through the 13th. However, due to the federal government shutdown, the U.S. Navy Blue Angels will not participate in the air show. Despite this, the event will proceed with international participants, including the Canadian Forces, Snowbirds, and Colombia's ARC Gloria. So, you will not hear flybys because...
Well, no, they got
the
other
government shut down.
flyby. They got other flybys.
Because of the shutdown.
No, they just said that they're gonna have other.
Yeah, they have other. They're gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be flybys, but yeah, they have the Canadian Forces Snowbirds.
I used to go to Moffett. Didn't they have it at Moffett Field years ago?
They always have something like a aerial show at Moffett because it's the naval air base.
Yeah, I used to go to Moffett Field. That's where they used to have Fleet Week, right?
They always have. So I think they house the jets there because
the Blue Angels.
Right.
Yeah. Now it's like a lot of the techie companies have jets at Moffett Field.
I think it literally at whatever they fly from Moffett Field to San Francisco, it only takes them literally like 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think Google's got a bunch of jets at Moffett Field. I think now they just rent it out to rich people and stuff to keep their jets. So because San Jose doesn't let you fly in at night. The San Jose airport. They used to have a I forget what it was, but now they don't. I think you're right. They used to have I forget who went in there. Was it Schwarzenegger or somebody went in there and had some issue where when they were flying and they tried to land their jet and there was an issue. Was it the Oracle guy?
It was somebody big.
I think it was
and it wasn't
guy.
Because it wasn't political. Jets? It wasn't political. It was money.
Private jet. Right?
Yeah, it was like a Lear jet. And it was like Schwarzenegger, and I don't think it was when he was governor, or like you said, it was Ellison. It was a money thing.
I think it was Larry Ellison because he sued. He sued that they wouldn't let him land a night.
Yeah, or something.
Well, jets are a bit okay. I don't think an individual should ever own a jet. Jet's like a business enterprise level. See, my friend flew me up in a plane. So you know the difference of plane and a jet.
Plane is a prop.
Oh yeah, well, you could double prop too. Right?
Sure.
So
but it's a prop engine.
Yeah, but then I think you could probably have like mini jets maybe, I don't know, like which are probably 5-10 people. You can still be commercial. Yeah, but my friend flew me up in a plane.
Yeah, so tell us about your friend. What was it, Mr. Epstein's plane?
Oh no, it was a. No, Epstein's rich enough to have a jet. I wouldn't if Epstein picked me up in a plane. I wouldn't.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey. So go ahead.
A jet, right? You would need a jet or a helicopter, right? You're still a pilot here, right?
I don't think the Clintons would get inside a plane. They only write jets and stuff. In fact, when the airline started flying in the 1930s, I think that's when the airline industry popped up. I think it took you a whole day to fly from New York to LA.
So you're saying that people don't commercially travel in planes? I mean,
no, they do. But
wait, propellers? No, because the only propeller would probably be like helicopters, right?
Yeah.
There's prop planes, but they don't use it. They don't use it for commercial.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't think so. I think it's used for. They have
private
planes.
charter.
So no, you can charter, and you're right. People go from like San Francisco to LA, and it only takes them a couple hours.
No, aren't they testing cars that fly in the Bay Area? Isn't
they were testing them in like Japan or China or Korea.
Isn't it like taxis? They're like taxis. You can rent one. You know,
it's kind of lame. It's a more individual level, but like there's a level of jets where it's like. There's these rich people where like they're not that rich, but it's like a bus where they do they sign up until it fills up and then they can fly that jet too. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like still private at that level, exclusive, but it's just a jet that's like 10 people in there.
There's some
they don't know each other, but they're
planes.
still all like kind of mid-level rich.
There are people who live on planes. They own a house. They fly so much as business people that. They basically live on a plane.
Well, yeah, maybe the majority of the meals that are prepared for them are by industrial chefs. Or,
Is there any airline in America that serves food anymore? Like, they don't. I flew Frontier. They ain't give you shit.
This is what happened. A man in a country, I forget, maybe it was Asia, China, somewhere. He had bought the first class ticket, and then he gets to go to the lounge before the flying, right? So he buys it. He goes into the lounge. He changes the date to a date in the future, and then while he's in the lounge, he can still eat and stuff, and then the next he keeps doing that until as much as he can, delaying it and pushing changing so he could go to the lounge and eat. So that was like one of the life hacks. He did, and then they caught him.
That was the funniest.
But the thing he did that too much, but he could have done that in a way where like he would have gotten away with it. I
Yeah.
think.
I remember
Right?
when
Or
you
not
gave me
advertise it too.
you gave me
because-
that coupon from Mo Greens for a free joint,
Yeah.
and they looked at me like,
No, because that was like
Yeah.
from the old days where they were saying like, like all the joints that have now are branded. Like there's no like
Yeah.
non-branded stuff now.
yeah,
Like
They don't have their
it's
own
all like
house brand or
it's
whatever.
all
nah,
well,
yeah,
all the
true.
crops are traceable now. There's the batch numbers, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
but
that's
because
all,
of government
yeah.
now. But before maybe it was different like that. Before it was mid scale sellers that would probably go from the fire markets to like bring stuff to them. So it was also probably free stuff was ungraded. Like you couldn't put the percentage of the strength.
I haven't been to
right?
the fire market in like 6 months.
Oh
Do you still go to the
no,
fire market?
I haven't. But I mean, maybe we could if take some photos for
no.
some
Fire
content.
market. Is that a dispensary?
It's a sesh. It's a
Oh,
sesh.
sesh.
It's a sesh
It's
that
like a
happens in
mid-scale
Oakland.
farmers market for weed.
Yeah.
With processed products like edibles, edibles and concentrates, but they're also ungraded for the scale of strength because the scale they produce is so
Well, they're
small.
unlicensed. Yeah, they're
so
unlicensed.
small that they can't batch test the strength.
No, they're unlicensed.
no, it
doesn't-
takes
that's
us-
not- yeah, it can't be possible.
It takes a certain scale for be economically
No,
viable
they're-
to batch test the
They're
strength.
unlicensed.
Yeah, I know.
It has nothing to do with the strength. It's like
No,
you-
but they also don't do that
Yeah.
because that's what the proper procedures of a licensed place does. They can
Well-
test the batch
well,
strengths.
before the medical
Well, they
marijuana.
test more than that. They also test to make
Potency.
sure it's not to get you sick.
Yeah,
It doesn't
before-
have any contaminants.
Yeah, before
yeah,
the
the
medical
solvents
marijuana.
and stuff they can tell.
Mold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
How
you,
about mold?
you could
Mold's
sell
the
your
biggest
weed
one.
directly to a dispensary.
Yeah.
During the medical marijuana days, I had friends that would show up with their weed and they would just sell it to
Yeah.
them. But these days,
the medical days are different.
now it's different. Now, like you got to go through a third party. Like you grow your stuff and then you have somebody else sell it or take it to the dispensary. There's a whole weird process.
There's an
I don't know.
intermediary where you have to have your shit tested.
Now they got groups like there's like if you own a brand, you're part of a group. So a group itself, it's like they sell a bunch of stuff as
Profit
a
sharing
group.
probably different.
Yeah, it's all
Well,
different.
we're talking about all this advanced stuff that dry states or prohibited states don't even know because they probably
Yeah.
because it's prohibited there. They believe it's all like a gangster criminal enterprise here. Or criminals are all running loose, but there's so much control at this level that like that it's. I mean, it's that it could be allowed. There's so much control that prohibiting it is
Yeah.
actually harder than probably controlling it at this level, right?
Yeah,
By throwing people in jail, right?
the
Sure.
So,
these
so that's what's
sessions-
easier, controlling it and limiting its influence versus just like throwing people in jail, which is like making it really harsh and making
Yeah.
people have to hide to like, hide to, and they're actually doing more criminal stuff, washing money probably at different scales.
Well, I used to hear that the best weed grown ever was in the prison because there were so many growers in prison. But when I was in Vegas, I went to the Cookies dispensary, which is like a block away from the Stratosphere, and I bought a half ounce for like $42.
Wow.
Of a fruit cake. It was called fruit cake.
Okay.
And I think I realized it later on that the reason it was so cheap, like nobody in Vegas is gonna go buy some weed called fruit cake. Only Chris. But the shit was good. I bought 2 of them actually.
No, it
And
probably.
I had so much weed the last day. I was just smoking joints like it was going out of
It's
business.
different. No, it's different. Direct to consumer
Yeah.
is more profitable. The margins are a lot because there's no middleman for them.
Yeah.
So you see that they could give you a deal and they still profit because the
Yeah.
middle part has gotten the enterprise of it has gotten like so bad that the middleman just takes a lot. Just all the procedures too, and
Oh,
not
yeah.
I mean even right in the middle.
It was weird. I was wearing a 49ers jersey, and people kept talking about there's a lot of Niner fans. And yeah, I saw the game with the Rams at the MGM Grand, and I was kind of shocked the Niners won. Did you see the game?
No, I don't know about
Oh, you don't know about football?
No, I don't
Yeah.
know anything about football.
There were a lot of Rams fans there, and they were just talking shit at the end. They're like, It went into overtime. They're like, we're gonna win this thing. When they ended up losing, like they looked like they were in shock, but I was in shock too because I swore once I went into overtime, I'm like, because the quarterback, Mac Jones, the Niners quarterback, it looked like he couldn't even fucking run. Like the guy was fucking literally limping. I'm like, how the fuck you let some guy just limping beat you? You know, this is football. You got 350-pound guys
I don't know
coming
about
after you, but this guy's fucking literally limping. You know, but yeah, it was one of the best experiences. It was one of the best experiences. I had a fucking blast watching that game, but yeah, there's nothing like football games in Vegas. Football games in Vegas are everything.
Just don't know about football. Okay?
Yeah,
I can't pretend to like it.
Do you like any sports, or do you watch any
motorsports are good, right?
Which motorsports are you into?
I watch F1 sometimes.
Yeah. There's an F1 race in November in Vegas. But you know the stupidest thing they do
Indy 500
because they race it on the street. Yeah. They race it.
Oh, you're thinking about the Monaco.
No, yes, no. Right. There's an F1 race in Vegas in November, right?
No, but that they also do that in Monaco where they block off the streets.
Yeah.
That's a tradition.
The weird thing is, like, in front of the Bellagio, they got these huge ass towers that people wait just to look at it, and they build this whole building in front of the fucking Bellagio, and it's like they block out the fucking whole thing.
Well, this is what happens. They want like sports photographers to photograph like the hotels in the background so that it's like advertising, right?
Yeah.
So like if they get that, it's just advertising. Yeah. That's just what happens. You pay for space in areas where you have high attention. Like in sports side, the ads, like you notice there's like ads like those flashing kind of ads on the so those are very expensive kind of like to put like because then they take photos of the athletes and they're sitting behind it, right? And athletes are holding like green little bottles. Some of the athletes put tape on the bottle so they don't show the label because they're not paid, right? It's just a bottle for them. But like that's what happens, you know.
That used to happen when they would play for like the Olympic team, the basketball players. Like they would put tape over the shoes
because they're not being paid to sponsor it.
Yeah, and that's a weird thing about it. That's a weird thing about America, that everything is regulated in sports. Like you can't wear your own shoes. Like you got to wear. Now it's different, but you can't wear like different colored shoes.
Well, before wasn't everyone just wearing? In the beginning, wasn't there just shooting out of peach baskets and like wearing Converse?
Yeah,
right. Wasn't that kind of basketball then, too?
The whole league has got to wear the same. That is Nike
stuff, right?
Yeah, if Nike is a sponsor of the NFL, you can't make your own deal with Adidas, right? You got to wear Nike stuff. Yeah, like in the European soccer, each team
they use the Sharpies to cross off their cleats, the branding.
Yeah, in Europe, each team makes their own clothing deals and stuff. Not in America. Everybody has got to wear Nike or Adidas or whatever is going at that moment.
Because it's the middleman. The real thing is the sports, not the sponsors, right?
Oh yeah.
But the sponsors are pretending to take the back, the sidelines, or like trying to pretend, but but the real money isn't.
So when's the last time you've been in China?
China? You mean? I was in Shenzhen and Hong Kong and stuff with my dad, and I got to see kind of my dad's family friend, I don't know, cousin or whatever, and he took me to eat donkey meat.
He took you where?
To eat donkey meat.
Oh yeah.
And it was so obviously gamey, so it was in a stew. So
I thought you were talking. He took you to fuck a donkey. I'm like,
that's
a real dad. Your dad takes you to fuck a donkey, like, man. Your dad
my dad.
Your dad is all balls out, man. You know.
No, but before I also ate like kind of like this little like leopard or like I don't know, it was called mountain lion kind of like meat too before this, and they were also like, I mean, snake is okay. They put in like the alcohol and like this
I know people who ate dog before, and
Uh,
I asked them.
I don't think it tastes good.
I asked them like, "What dog is it?" Like, because there's a lot of breeds.
Yeah.
I always wonder what breed is it. And there used to be like a cookbook called 101 Ways to Walk a Dog. You know, like a Chinese walk. You know? It was a joke, but now you can't even suggest that. You know, you can't ask
make certain jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't ask an Asian person if they eat dog. That's like offensive. You know, it's fucking offensive.
Well, I mean, you can. I mean, it's better to ask than assume.
Because
right?
I was at Santa Monica College, right, at the junior college, and they recruited people from Asia, students, because they make a lot. These junior colleges make a lot of money with foreign students. So I had roommates.
International, I
had roommates from Malaysia, Japan. I had one roommate from China. This guy had a fucking Harley and a Jeep.
Well, second generation rich. They have 4 grandparents that go, and they don't have any other grandchildren, right? So then the money contributes, and then they're richer. But I mean, but speaking about the comedians earlier, because we're talking about like you can't say certain things in comedy. I feel like, did you hear about the Riyadh comedy thing festival? And then Dave Chappelle went. He sold out his like morals. Pete Davidson went, and like Shane Gillis did not go. Right? Shane Gillis said that was kind of like blood money because the Saudis were responsible for 9/11. They were saying that because some of the 14 of the 15 nationals of the 9/11 terrorists were Saudis.
They are kind of responsible for 9/11. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure the government itself.
Yeah. Of course, like you can't prove it because they're nationals. They're not government workers.
Because it was, I don't know if it was organized by the government, but a lot of the money came from Saudi Arabia. And the Saudis in America, they're like, they have a good business relationship.
Yeah, but they have a good business, but also not everything's about money. And so I think that they're using money to sports. It's called is it called sports washing, something whitewash? No, something washing, where they're washing their image with this comedy festival and also with sports leagues they're buying, like soccer leagues.
Well, the WWE has a show.
Yeah, I know.
They have a show.
Yeah.
They have
you can't blame the WWE because those are maybe business terms that were maybe under like Vince McMahon, which maybe was like a bad guy. And he was like proven to be bad.
No, but you look at the audience at these shows, there's like no women there at all. You know? Yeah. And the female wrestlers, you know, usually they're like in bikinis or you know, they're fully done up. Yeah. I mean, it's different, but there's no women. I don't think women are even allowed.
Well, the thing about the Muslims,
sporting events,
the thing about Muslims is those types of Muslims, they're applying their culture to the rest of the world when they just need to know that they can't do that because other religions can coexist with other religions. Yeah. And if I'm not part of a religion, like for example, Christianity does that too with abortion. If a person's not Christian, it's fine. They have an abortion, whatever, right? Christians probably shouldn't have abortion. So you should only apply rules to yourself, right?
Well, in Chile, you couldn't even get a divorce for years. I mean, the divorce laws got put in. Yeah, we got a minute left. So do you have anything you want to plug? You got any events you're going to be at? Anything you want to talk about?
Park, is it called Park Social? Remember maybe
Park Social,
maybe we'll go to that later, remember? Let's
go. Talking about in Alameda, Park Social?
Yeah,
no, I mean, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to.
Remember that cookies? Remember that the cookies bus we were on? I don't think they're sponsored by cookies anymore.
Well, I mean, that was their enterprise that they did, so they probably could remove the labeling. And because that woman specifically wasn't about cookies, it was mainly about she was mainly about hookahs. Right?
Yeah, the hookah. But the hookah is part of the cookies in America.
They did a collab, but they're not. I mean, they don't.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't think she's part of the hookah.
Well, it could have been she's probably not part of the cookies.
No. But it was like a favor. Shout out your socials before we go.
Okay, hey everybody, I'm Alvin. My social is Tragic Magic. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, Park Social is pretty cool and stuff. Remember that event we went to, like a Park Social?
Okay, so just we're gonna trivia, but you don't have to be on my team because you can be on someone else's team.
What are you trying to say? That you think I'm bad?
No, you're gonna help me by but like being a double agent, you're gonna mess them up, and then
What do you mean mess them up? I'm there to
like
win.
because you're not that good at it.
You
And then
mean
you'll
I'm
help
not
me
that
win, and I'll share the
good?
prize with you later.
What do you mean I'm not that good at it?
You're good at messing them up.
I beat your team one time.
You're good at messing them up, but
didn't I beat your team one time? I beat your whole team one time. I did beat you guys.
Okay, everybody, okay.
And your team, cause
you better shout out something too, Chris.
Your whole team is a bunch of gilfs, a bunch of gilfs. Are you saying you don't want me around your gilf girlfriends?
No, you're just not. You're just
hey,
gonna.
we're on here every Monday.
Cool you're
Monday
embarrassing
from
me.
1 to 3, the Junkyard Rat show. Catch me here. Catch me everywhere. Thank you for being here. Tragic Magic, you're welcome. Hey, don't forget to blow your fucking bubbles.
Oh, wait, hold on. Here you go.
Get the camera ready.
There's your bubbles. All right, guys.
Your camera's over here.
We'll see you guys next time.
I know.
Oh, yeah.